us spend more time on social media than we probably should. But for some users, sites like Facebook, Twitter, and yes, Instagram can become a troubling obsession, causing them to lose touch.
Last year, during my sophomore year, I found myself getting very addicted to Snapchat. It was a very unhealthy obsession that I had developed with the app.
I do consider myself addicted to TikTok just because when I leave from school, I just go on that for hours, and hours, and then I do my homework, or I'm doing my homework and studying, and then I get distracted and I start going on TikTok.
We have to understand that what is posted on social media is highly curated and doesn't reflect actual reality. And so when you're seeing images of people, whether it has to do with beauty standards or their lifestyle, it presents a very unrealistic standard that not even the influencer themselves is able to meet. And it puts an amazing amount of pressure on developing teenagers.
I found myself posting things simply for the attention and validation of others, which I hate to admit, but it's the truth. And I found myself trying to cope with the fact that a lot of people were not giving me the attention that I wanted. And I found myself coping in really unhealthy ways.
Actually, some recent studies have shown that kids or just individuals in general who are constantly on social media are starting to develop severe anxiety and or other mental health issues for the simple fact that they are looking for validation through social media from their peers, and so they're retracting into this secluded world at home because they're stuck on their phones versus just going out and getting exercise or hanging out with their friends.
And now the algorithm is quite literally made to keep you addicted and to keep you enticed. And it's like you keep scrolling and you can't stop because it just keeps getting more and more interesting and you're getting more and more immersed. And you almost enter this other dimension when you're on social media and you totally lose track of time. And so I found myself on my phone, on social media, when I had my social media addiction, and still at times, not with Snapchat anymore, but with TikTok, scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and having it be 3 a.m. and I'm not even tired.
People grow anxious because they're not getting that instant feedback, right? So that's why we're on social media, is we want that instant feedback, we want that instant validation. And so anxiety grows when we post something and 5 minutes later we're checking to see, oh my God, how many people liked it, and there are 0 likes. And so that anxiety builds because why isn't anyone liking my post?
Definitely, my mental health and how I feel definitely does play a role off of TikTok because of the fact that social media puts up a front of what beauty standards are or what a girl is supposed to look like and what guys like, and seeing those pretty girls doing those trends and looking really good, I'm just wow, what am I doing wrong? What can I do to better myself? And then I just look at myself and I don't think I'm that good or ever be that good, and I don't know, I just get in my head too much. It's bad.
I think with social media there is an intense pressure to form this kind of ideal self, and that can put a lot of pressure on students that are just starting to find their identity in the first place.
TikTok has a specific algorithm that is made to keep you depressed, basically. And as a TikTok user myself, I have to say that I am a victim of that. I have found myself, especially more recently, having very, very specific videos and things that are very related to me, meant to keep me enticed and to keep me entertained because the algorithm knows that those are the things I like and those are the things that entertain me. And B, they continuously get a little farther away from the good things and become more negative as you keep scrolling. And I find myself getting bad vibes and feeling really negative and just being in a bad mood, and that's when I log off.
There was a period of time where I was really addicted to social media, and that was during quarantine. I was locked up, didn't see my friends, didn't go out. So I would wake up, you know, do my normal thing, go on my phone, be there for hours, just lay in bed, watch TikTok, make TikToks, learn dances, learn new trends, do them. Like, it was just a constant thing every day. It was really bad.
Just understanding that what you see on social media isn't real. And using maybe one of those monitors or one of those apps like Screen Time to try to minimize the amount of time spent on social media.
I think they need to become informed. I think it's something that maybe schools can educate, like the counselors, we can educate students on the effects of being online and how it affects mental health. But I also think parents need to take a proactive step in saying, you know what, the moment you walk back in through the door after school, there's no phone, you know. There has to be that interaction at home as well. So it can't just come from the school, it has to come from home, from the parents, and work as a team. You know, you don't have to eliminate social media completely, but there has to be a healthy balance. And right now there isn't a healthy balance.
You find ways to cope with that lack of dopamine in other healthier ways. There, you know, it really depends on the problem that you have, but for example, with dopamine, you would go on a run, talk to your friends. Honestly, watching a TV show is probably even better than going on social media. Eating food you like, whatever. There's tons of different things that you can do for each one of your issues, or maybe it's talking to a therapist, or it's talking to a family member, or it's going out with friends, whatever it is, finding another way to cope with your problems that is not through social media. That way social media becomes something fun and not a coping mechanism.
Okay, so after editing this documentary and listening to all the interviews, I told myself that I was addicted to social media myself. I went back to my screen time and I saw it was 8 hours this day I'm recording right now. And I was like, okay, 8 hours is not good for me because that's like 1/3 of a day. I cannot be on my phone for 1/3 of a day. Now this documentary opened my eyes to how people are today in society, and people like me as well, my age, my group. It was like, you have to see the bigger picture too. And this documentary opened my box a little bit to see how much social media we use per day. Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's a crazy amount. So my last words would be to watch how much social media you use a day, because it is a large number for all of us, and you'd be in shock.